Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Actually, here behind two mics, as always, my social media microphone that I'm talking to you on right now, and my official broadcast microphone that I will put to use here in just a few minutes. But glad to have you along with us. Paul, always a pleasure to have you along with us. Congrats on those fish. I talked to Mike. He said you guys had a great trip. Cliff, good morning. Hello, Tommy. How are you? Appreciate you being along with us. Let me change my headroom here a little bit. There's always more headroom on this shot than what it looks like on I'm going to call it a monitor. John, good morning. Joel, how are you? Tim, my buddy. Mike, another one of my buddies. Craig, another one of my buddies. I just posted a picture of Craig's wife, Michelle, with a beautiful outer Saginaw Bay walleye. And Craig's such a nice guy. It was his wife, Michelle's birthday. So Craig says, listen, I'll take you for a boat ride. He just happened to make that boat ride at 2.5 miles an hour. Now, I don't know if this is something Michelle was planning on. Craig probably said, hey, Michelle, hey, hon, let's go for a boat ride. Thinking they're going to go for a boat line and cruise the shoreline or whatever, or make a run out or whatever. So he makes the entire trip at 2.5 miles an hour so he can keep baits in the water. What a good husband you are, Craig Plowman. Corey, how you doing, buddy? Outdoor Conquest. This guy right here is, he's on fire when it comes time to outdoor content. Keep an eye on him. Paul, your knife should arrive by Friday. Did you get an email, Paul, saying that? Because I know that more knives were shipped out either yesterday or this morning. And I didn't get a notification. Let me check. I didn't get a notification that I had a knife in this shipment because I'm waiting for 2 of them. No, I got nothing here. I better talk to Chris because I'm waiting for 2 more knives. I've actually ordered 3 of them at this point. 1 has been delivered. I'm waiting for 2 more. I'm waiting for 1 for my grandson, and I'm waiting for 1 for you guys. I am giving away one of the Avery signature. Oh my gosh, it's not in my pocket. Where is it? I know where it is. I know where it is. Oh my gosh. I used it last night to cut a nectarine, and I forgot to put it back in my pocket. What am I going to use for a sound effect for this week's show? Do I have another one in the truck? I don't, but I should have. This is a good lesson. I should keep a Rapid River knife in the truck at all times. Okay, lesson learned. Okay, so I don't have one in my pocket right now. I feel naked. Do I look naked? I hope you're not embarrassed by this because I certainly am. David, good morning. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? There you are, Mark. So, Mark, what are you concentrating on right now? Your golf game or getting ready for bow season? I'm actually concentrating on my golf game. Bow season will be here soon enough, but the golf season's winding down, and I want to take advantage of everything I can. Paul, got an email. It was sent out Monday. My tracking says by Friday. Excellent. Sorry, I had to check on something. Luke, you're more than welcome. Luke Pulaski, by the way, of Outdoor Conquest. Tim says, thank God you don't look naked. Hey, I think I look pretty good for a 67-year-old man. Look like crap for a 50-year-old man. Borrow Arts, he's got one. Chris checking in from Kansas. Awesome morning in Kansas. It's awesome here as well. Robert says his knife is on the way. Mark says, if you're named, I'm not watching. I think he means if you're not naked. Or if you're naked, I'm not watching. If I'm naked, I'm not watching either. Ugh, that's it. This forget we even went there, okay? I feel naked for not having my Rapid River knife on it, and we'll leave it at that. On me, and we'll leave it at that. Mark's concentrating on bow season. By the way, Mark, I talked with our mutual friend down in Ohio, and he's doing well. And I know you know what I'm talking about, but he's doing well. John checking in. I know exactly where he's at. The geographic center of the lower peninsula of Michigan, as closely as can be determined. St. Louis. Uncle Johnny, how you doing, buddy? Uncle Johnny, Aunt Debbie, my wife Denise, and I played 18 holes on Labor Day, and it was good. It was good. There was some, as Johnny very well described it, our scorecards weren't that great, but there were some good shots along the way, and that's what keeps you coming back. Art Lewis. This guy right here.
I've come on purpose, folks,
Why?
to promote
What?
tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock on the Art Lewis Show. The one, the only Mike Avery will be on for an hour to answer your questions on the phones. Give us a call.
That's tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's on my calendar. In fact, I'm going to come in tomorrow. I'll come in the studio,
Excellent.
and we'll shoot the breeze.
Look forward to it.
Art Lewis, member of the Michigan Broadcast Hall of Fame, a founding father of not the United States, but of WSGW. All right, Art, I'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
All right.
And thanks for that reminder, too.
Yeah.
Mark says, and golf, tea time tomorrow in Grayling. Jerry, good morning. How are you? Luke, any plans to stop in at the Woods and Water Show this weekend? I am coming down to the Woods and Water Show on Saturday. I like to go on Friday before the crowds get too big, but don't forget your. Okay. What's going on Friday? Oh, Friday, I'm going to be in West Branch at the Forward facility there for their anniversary celebration. So that's why I'm not going to Woods and Water on Friday. I'm actually going on Saturday. So I am going on Saturday. So yes, to answer your question, yes. John is also checking in from St. Louis. Amen, brother. Believe in prayer. If you can't believe in prayer, what can you believe in, right? I'm with you there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Paul, golf is like fishing and hunting. It's not how well you do it, but rather how much you enjoy it. And with who? You are absolutely right, Paul. Absolutely right. And it's one of those things you can never master. You can never master hunting and fishing. You can never master golf. You can strive to become better at it, and you will have moments of brilliance, and you will have, for most people, more frustrating times than good. But that's quite part of the appeal. Brad, good morning. Randy's still out there after Saginaw Bay walleye and perch. Fishing was poor yesterday, but it's going to get better. Going to get better. All right, Luke, the places I'm going to go Saturday, and I'm just down there to make a quick run by, say hi to people, and probably not stay too long. I will certainly stop by the Versaskins booth. I will stop by the Killer Food Plots booth. I will stop by the Truck Trolley booth. And I will stop by Freeway Sports Center where Brad Dupuis, Mr. Angler Quest, has several Angler Quest boats. Probably stop by and say hi to Richard P. Smith. Stop by and say hi to Greg Abbas. And then I'm probably going to hit the road. Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer. How are you, buddy? Getting close, Johnny. Getting real close now. Good luck this season, although you don't need luck, Johnny. You've been doing this for so long, it's just second nature to you. But good luck to you and your hunters this season, including Michelle and Craig Plowman. Bernie, a golfing fool right there. Bernie, good morning, buddy. How are you? You're tired, Johnny, and you're going to be more tired. You're going to get more tired before you get rested up. But you know this. You've been doing this for, 35 years now? That's why I call Johnny the Bear Whisperer. Johnny is my guy. There are a lot of very good bear guides in Michigan. Johnny is my guy. When it comes to bear hunting, Johnny is the guy I want to hunt with. I respect his ability. I respect his passion. I respect his commitment. And I think he works very hard for his hunters, and he's a personal friend of mine. So if I'm going to bear hunt in Michigan, as long as Johnny will have me, and as long as he doesn't raise his rates anymore, because that $10,000 a hunt, it's getting pretty much at the edge of my budget. Craig says, I hope the Bear Whisperer is telling the bears they are in no danger. Harry, what's happening, Captain? Bear hunting is on the horizon. It is, brother. Harry Smith, a guy who I grew up next to. Cedar Springs, Everett. I mean, how far back did we go, Harry? 1975-ish? No. 1970-ish? 72-ish? Yeah, bear hunting is coming up. And in this week's show, hour number 3, we're talking about bear hunting with Richard P. Smith. Going up in a few days. Good luck to you, Harry. I'm waiting for a picture, man. Send me a picture. And all of you, I want to see your pictures. Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Paul says he's probably telling the big bears to go see Michelle. No, Johnny is going to get a bear for both Michelle and Craig. I know he is. Harry says, good morning, Johnny. Everybody knows Johnny, the Bear Whisperer. 68. No kidding. Wow. We moved out there in 68. Yeah, about 10. Yeah, I was 10 years old. Yeah, 68. Harry Smith, you have the I don't know what we'd call it, not the honor, not the pleasure, not the distinction, the curse of knowing me longer than anybody on this page right now. Mark, good morning, buddy. How are you? I am not bear hunting this year in Michigan, Harry. Johnny, you said a bad word. He said, I have piss poor service. Well, Johnny, aren't you working right now? Just saying. Okay. Some things I want to talk about. It is the month of September, and the weather has been absolutely wonderful, hasn't it? Don't you just love this weather? Renee, good morning. Welcome. Renee, I do not recognize your name, but welcome to Behind the Mic. Appreciate you being along with us. Jim Ward, I do recognize that name. Jim, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you this morning. The weather has been beautiful, and it looks like the forecast is calling for even more glorious weather. John Sullivan, Lure Lipstick. Paul, I did get your pictures. They were very nice. However, after just posting your pictures with Mike, I didn't want to post your pictures with Doug as well, but excellent. Mickey, good morning, buddy. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Behind the Mic. My name is Mike Avery. I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio to record this week's show. Behind the Mic, 2 mics, social media, broadcast mic, broadcast coming up. It was fun, wasn't it, Harry? Growing up out in the country like that, wandering all over the place. Nobody gave us any grief. We were good kids, didn't cause too many problems, I don't think. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a great childhood. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? Honestly, it was a great childhood. My brother Tim's daughter says, it sounds like you guys grew up in Mayberry. Well, we kind of did, didn't we? 50-year graduation party next year. Now, that's impossible. That would mean we're old, and that can't possibly be the case. The early goose season and teal season is in place. Bear season's coming up. The youth and liberty hunt just after that. Small game season, then bow season. Oh, and don't forget about the early antlerless firearm season. The 20th and 21st. We are slowly, maybe even not slowly, we are working our way toward a 4-month firearm season. The DNR wants us, Michigan hunters, to kill more deer. That is a stated goal. There's no hidden agenda here. They want us to kill more deer. They need more deer killed, at least in the Lower Peninsula. But they're faced with a smaller number of hunters than we had 20 years ago. So they're trying to figure out how to get the hunters that we have to kill more deer. One way is to lengthen the firearm season. I, Mike Avery, say another way to do it is to allow baiting in the lower peninsula. If you want hunters to kill more deer, give us the tools to do it. Now, I know you can kill deer without bait, but I also know if you have bait in the area, it keeps deer in the area and your odds of killing them are increased, in my opinion. Also, in my opinion, I don't care what you're hearing about proposed legislation to put a bait license in it. Avery opinion here. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And the DNR is not going to jump on board in any way, shape, or form with the concept of a bait license or allowing lower peninsula hunters to use bait, because the DNR is too far invested in the concept of CWD being a huge threat and that baiting spreads CWD. So if the DNR in any way allows baiting or goes along with a legislative move to allow baiting, they lose credibility. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Good morning, Mad Jack. Jerry. Tommy. Haven't seen many on the road. Tim says we need more does killed before the rut. Okay, what else is going on? Salmon fishing this year. Now, I did not go salmon fishing this year. I used to love salmon fishing. It's not something I really get jonesed about these days, but I know how much fun it is. And I have a lot of friends who have been on the west side of the state or live on the west side of the state and fish for a living or for fun. My sense is I don't know if I've seen a salmon fishery on Lake Michigan like we had this year, maybe ever. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Brandon, Lake St. Clair fishing report, muskie on the south shore, dirty water, been very good, and 6 ziggies. Walleye and perch have been caught by the weather buoy. Thank you, Brandon. Johnny, we'll see you tonight. Southern lower getting hit hard right now by what, Harry? EHD? Rick, good morning. Rick, I'd rather hear the word harvest instead of kill on your broadcast. Everyone's comment. Just saying for the antis. Rick, I hear what you're saying. Here's what else I say. To hell with the antis. I'm not here to try to please the antis, anti-hunters, because it doesn't matter if I use the word harvest or kill. It's not going to please the antis. It's not. They don't care what term we use. I can say harvest from now till the end of time, and the anti-hunters are not going to go along with it. So I hear what you're saying, Rick, and I appreciate it. And I have struggled with this personally myself. I will tell you that here on my live stream, I am sometimes more vocal and more in your face than I am when I switch over to this microphone and record the radio show. I hear what you're saying, Rick. I just don't know if I really care if I'm appeasing the antis or not, because you can't appease the antis. And I have actually been physically threatened by the antis so many times, saying that they want to kill me. I don't really give a damn what they say. If you want to make a threat to me that you want to kill me because I killed a bear, you mean nothing to me. So, whatever. Lee, good morning, buddy. How are you? I got you, Harry. CWD. Justin Tomei of MUCC. Their anti-booze mean nothing.
2 minutes.
And believe me, this guy right here, Justin Tomei of MUCC, who is on the radio show this week, he has a feel for the pulse of this whole thing far better than I do. And I think I have a pretty good pulse for it because I'm a public target. But Justin gets behind the scenes and he sees how this all works. Appreciate that, Jim. Okay, so listen, let me. Oh man, I'm running out of time. We got frost in Gaylord already, by the way, so the cicadas are absolutely screwed up this year. I'm going to be at the Forward Anniversary Sale Friday, Woods and Water Saturday, at Jay's on the 20th. I'll be joined by Chris Durson of Rapid River and Andrew Cumptus, where we're going to give a check to Andrew for the Avery signature knife, which I actually do not have in my pocket right now. I told you about that earlier. Please don't confuse the Rapid River promotion. If you go to rapidriverknifeworks.com or the store, use the promo code MikeAvery15, you get 15% off. That's not for the Avery knife. Somehow, people are walking into Jay's Sporting Goods and saying, I want the Avery 15% discount. There is no 15% discount at Jay's, so don't confuse that. On the show this week, Lance Valentine of the Walleye Zone, Mark Torregrossa talking about the fall weather forecast, then Al Stewart on fall turkey hunting. Justin Tomei of MUCC addresses the concept of a UP-only NRC, Natural Resource Commission. Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives, what angle should you grind your edges at? And then Richard P. Smith talks about bear hunting, and we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. And I'm just getting started.
Speaking of starting, 10 seconds.
10. Lee, first year you can buy a bait license in Tennessee. I just don't see it happening in Michigan.
At 3.
I've been wrong before, but I don't see it happening. Blast off. Okay. All right, I got to take a breath.
Need a drink?
And a drink. And there's no makers in here yet. It's too early.
Time now for Michigan's #1 outdoor radio show.
That would be just what I need, starting the day with some makers. Whew. Okay. I got to switch gears. I am not going to be able to directly respond to your comments because I'm going to be recording the radio show. So, have a great day. Enjoy this glorious weather. I will be back tonight at 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Oh, Wednesday Night Live at the LumberJack on the 24th, 989-343-0892 for reservations, 989-343-0892. We're giving away a truck trolley, and we're giving away a Mike Avery signature Rapid River knife. Have a good day. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across this great state of Michigan. And so glad to have you along with us as we continue this celebration of the outdoor lifestyle, the history and tradition of hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping and wildlife issues and conservation issues and all things wholesome, all things biologically sound, all things biologically necessary, and just plain fun. And I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like there's a little bit of excitement in my voice this week, maybe more than usual. And you know why? It's because it's September. It's September, and this glorious early fall weather is driving me crazy. I absolutely love it. And the forecast calls for more of the same. How nice is this? Lower temps, lower humidities, chilly in the morning. It just gets you work in the right direction, doesn't it? Fall hunting seasons have already started here in Michigan. Early goose and teal season now open. Bear season just around the corner. The youth and Liberty hunt. I know it's the same thing, the Liberty hunt, but the youth and Liberty hunts coming up soon. Small game. Bow season just around the corner. Don't forget about the early antlerless firearm season in parts of our state in September. The DNR is facing an interesting situation. They need more deer harvested. They need hunters to take more deer. Yet they have fewer hunters to work with. So they're thinking, how do we get fewer hunters to take more deer? Well, one thing they've come up with is to expand basically the firearm season. Personally, me, Mike Avery, not a hardcore Michigan deer hunter, but a guy who's out there deer hunting to continue the history and tradition of and enjoy deer hunting with my family. I would like to see, if they want to give us tools to shoot more deer, let us bait deer in the Lower Peninsula. Now you can say, well, Avery, you don't need bait to kill deer. I know that. But there is no doubt when you have bait in the area, you have more deer in the area to increase your odds of taking more deer. Whether you would choose to hunt over it or not is up to you. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I don't care. You can say Avery, but there is proposed legislation that would allow for a bait license. I'm telling you right now, and I've been wrong more times in my life than I've been right. I just don't see baiting, legal baiting, coming back to the lower peninsula of Michigan. Certainly not with the blessing of the DNR. The DNR has put all of they're all in on the concept of CWD, chronic wasting disease, being a huge threat to the deer herd, and the fact that baiting helps spread CWD. And they can't back down from that now. They absolutely cannot back down from that now. I just don't see them allowing baiting, even though I would love to see that happen. What else? I feel like, even though I wasn't an active participant I was an observer from afar. I feel like the salmon season this year was ridiculously good. Maybe one of the best that I can remember in a long time. Limit catches of big fish. Everybody's getting fish. It's just a wonderful fishery. The cicadas, speaking of Mother Nature, fishing, hunting, Mother Nature, cicadas. Cicadas are crazy this year. They were so far off. There's already been a frost in Gaylord. How did that happen, right? From the time the cicadas buzz till the first frost, it'll be what, 6, 8, 10 weeks? Pick your number. It was more like 3, 4 maybe. Oh, man. What else is coming up? I will be at Jay's Sporting Goods. Oh, speaking of Jay's, I got a call from Cody, the marketing director at Jay's the other day. He said, Mike, are you running some kind of a promo with Jay's that I'm not aware of? And I said, no. What do you mean? He said, we have people walking into the stores, in particular the Gaylord store, most recent, saying, hey, I want to take advantage of the Mike Avery discount, and I want 15% off everything I buy in here today. There ain't no such thing as an Avery discount at Jay's. The Mike Avery discount, the Mike Avery 15, is at Rapid River Knives. So if you go to that showroom, or if you go to that website, rapidriverknifeworks.com, or go to their showroom on US 2 just east of Rapid River, walk in the door and say, I want the Mike Avery 15 discount, there you can get a 15% discount on everything except the Avery signature knife. Jay's doesn't have a Mike Avery discount. Michigan Brand Meats does. You can go to their website, michiganbrand.net, put in the promo code Mike20 and get 20% off your order. But you can't walk into Jay's and get 15% off by saying my name. I don't know how that started. But there isn't one. There isn't one. So don't get mad at the people at Jay's. It's not their fault. And it's not my fault. I've never said there was a Jay's discount. I don't know how such things get started. Anyway, on the 20th, Saturday to the 20th, I will be there Saturday morning as part of their anniversary celebration. I will be there with Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives. We are presenting a check to Andrew Cumtus of Outdoor Driven for the first installment of what we owe Andrew for proceeds from the Mike Avery signature knife. All of the profit from that knife goes to Outdoor Driven, a group formed to get first responders and veterans on outdoor adventures to help them deal with some of the stress that they have accumulated over the years in their chosen career. Now, as the son of a lifelong police officer and friend of many veterans, I think it's only right that we try to do something for them. In my life, in my career, in my world, I've never faced imminent danger of being shot every day I go to work. It's not there. The only danger I've ever faced is the anti-hunters coming out from underneath their rocks saying they want to kill me because I've killed a bear or whatever, killed a bear, deer, pick your species. Avery, you're a coward. We think because you killed that bear, I'm going to kill you. And I'm like, you want my address? I'll send it to you privately. Come on, let's go. Come on. I don't think you showing up on your bicycle with your glasses and your squirt gun or your rocks or whatever, I don't think you're a threat to me, but okay, come on, you're going to kill me because I killed a bear? Okay. So no, I don't face threats like that in my job, but these people have their entire lives, their entire careers. So I teamed up with Chris Durson at Rapid River. We made the Mike Avery signature knife, which, by the way, is selling very well. All of the proceeds to that go to Outdoor Driven. Chris isn't making a dime. Chris Durson. I'm not making a dime. Speaking of that knife, we are giving one away. I'm giving one away. I bought one. I bought one to give away at this event. Wednesday night live at the LumberJack Restaurant, the last Wednesday of the month. That is the 24th. Lance Valentine is going to join us as a special guest. Andrew Comptus is going to join us as a special guest. I've got the folks from Killer Food Plots, Truck Trolley. Who else? MUCC. I think Mr. Angler Quest might join us. We're giving away a lot of cool stuff, including a Mike Avery signature Rapid River knife and a truck trolley as well. Call for reservations. There's no charge for the event, but we do need reservations so we don't overbook it, oversell it. 989-343-0892. 989-343-0892. Call for reservations. That's going to be a great event. I really look forward to that. What else? Okay, the rundown for this week's radio show. Lance Valentine is my first guest. We talk about that Wednesday night live event that Andy Weiss of Truck Trolley and others will be at. Also, their fishing education weekend. Lance has changed that from Lake Erie this year to Saginaw Bay. What an interesting decision. We'll talk about that and more. Then Michigan's meteorologist Mark Torregrossa joins me with an outlook for the fall weather forecast. Will it continue to be beautiful and glorious as it has been lately? I hope so. In hour number 2, Al Stewart. Not the Al Stewart who sang Time Traveler or Year of the Cat, but the Al Stewart who for many years was a DNR wildlife biologist, a recent member of the Michigan Outdoor, inductee into the Michigan Outdoor Hall of Fame, and a hardcore turkey hunter. Talks about fall turkey hunting. Now, I've got Al on here because a lot of people have asked me to address the concept, the topic of how to hunt turkeys in the fall, because you can just buy a license over the counter these days. I think that's going to be a very popular outlet this year. Justin Tomei of MUCC is my next guest. He will talk about the possibility, or rather, is there a possibility, because the trial balloon, the concept is already out there, of a separate NRC, Natural Resources Commission, for the Upper Peninsula. Does that have a snowball's chance of happening? I don't know, but Justin will know. And then the man himself, Chris Durson, answers this week's Ask Avery question. What angle should you grind a knife at? Should it be concave? Should it be straight? What? And then in our third hour, we're talking bear hunting with Richard P. Smith. I just realized I didn't do this intentionally. The Michigan Outdoor Writers just inducted 2 people into the Michigan Outdoor Hall of Fame. One of them, Al Stewart. He's my guest in hour number 2. The other one, Richard P. Smith, who is my guest in hour number 3. I am surrounded by greatness, including Charlie Rood, who is here in the studio with me right now. Of course, we'll wrap it all up with Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. My name is Mike Avery. This show is called Outdoor Magazine. My website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what's on your mind. I just realized that. I have 2 Michigan Outdoor Hall of Fame members on my show this week. Excellent. All right, my friends, I'm pretty fired up today. Even though I'm naked, I am naked. I have no Rapid River knife in my pocket today. I feel naked. Charlie's like, I can't even look at you. Ron St. Louis, good morning, buddy. How are you? Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters in White River, Ontario, Canada. If you are looking for a Canadian bear hunt, Ron is your guy. If you need to get in touch with Ron, send me an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and I will give you his phone number. All right, friends, I got to go. Have a good day. We'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock, for another edition of Wednesday Night Live.